What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with Love is Blind Season 1, Episode 5. And this episode is titled I Made a Mistake. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Love is Blind UK, shall we? All right, you guys. So, this episode, we opened up where the last one left off. And you guys remember in the last episode, it ended with Nicole meeting up with Benaya, right? So when they saw each other, they were extremely happy to see each other. Remember in the pod, she thought he had gave off a Bob Marley vibe. I was like, only thing about Bob Marley they have that Benaya and he have in common is hair. Other than that, ain't nothing else in common. So Nicole sat down with Benaya, right? And she told him that she called things off with Sam, and she just called it off because things with Sam just didn't seem right. I was like, girl, they shouldn't have seemed right in the pods when you were with Sam. They shouldn't have seemed right in the pods. They should not have seemed right when you first met Sam. Because you told Sam you loved him. Sam could not be bothered to repeat those words back to you. Sam kept saying, I think I love you. And so that should have been your big clue right there that yeah, this man ain't who I think he is, and this man ain't what I want him to be for me. But nope, you still accepted the proposal and everything. So Nicole is apologizing to Benaya, and I'm happy that she apologized to Benaya, right? And so he told her that she didn't really have to apologize to him. And y'all heard, if you watched the last video, you heard my stance on that with Benaya. When it comes down to Benaya, you can say one of two things when it comes to Benaya, right? Because you could say, yes, it was good what he did, that he was looking out for Nicole, but you could also look at it another direction and it could be looked at and perceived as if, he was cock blocking or just, trying to throw salt in Sam's game. Whichever way you look at it, those are the ways that it could have been perceived, right? And so that's that. But like I said, she was apologetic to him, and then he apologized to her for shutting off with her. And he told her that, coming into this whole situation with her, he was a bit nervous about, doing it. And I was like, I wonder why. Uh, I guess I know why. Because y'all went from the pods to now meeting, but then, at this point, you don't know what you're meeting up with her for. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys thought about it. So ultimately, Benaya asked Nicole to marry him, and she agreed. And so now we have another couple in Benaya and Nicole. Let me know what you guys think about Benaya and Nicole. Do you guys think that they should have gotten together? Or do you guys think that all's well that whatever, all's well that ends well? Let me know you guys' thoughts and your opinions in the comments section below, you guys. And I guess we'll move back over to Greece with our couples that are already in Greece. Now, let's see who the first couple is that we want to talk about. I guess we'll go in order of my notes. So my notes go in order, and so we'll talk about Sabrina and Stephen. These are, I will say that Sabrina and Steven are like my favorite couple. I like these two. I really enjoyed Sabrina and Steven. So I remember that they talked in the pods about him wearing the Speedo, right? And he came out there in that Speedo. And Sabrina couldn't do nothing but laugh. I was like, girl, he doesn't look bad in that Speedo. He got a nice body. So I was like, girl, you better go jump on him. Now, I can't remember. They didn't tell us if they did the do with each other. And honestly, I don't really care. But girl, you better go jump on that man. Is all I was thinking. So, these two are talking about how they feel like they're blessed being in Greece with each other, right? And so Sabrina asked Steven, like, when it comes down to the relationship with us, can you see, forever with me? Like, can you see being with me 60, 70 years from now? And Steven said, absolutely. Now, if I was a betting man and I wanted to say who I think would last out of any of these couples on this season of this show, Sabrina and Steven are my number one pick. Like, I definitely believe that these two will make it before anybody else would make it. But I have two couples that I think that I can see them having a long, happy marriage. Sabrina and Freddie is one, and then I won't talk about the other couple just yet because we'll get to them as we close out the episode. But let's go ahead and move on over to. Ooh, I don't want to go to them either. Let's just. Ooh, yeah, let's talk about Maria and Tom really quickly. So Maria and Tom, I like Maria and Tom. I think they're a cute couple. So, at this point, the couples are getting ready to meet each other for the first time being outside of the pods, right? And so Maria is talking about how, she is excited to see the other couples. And, he asked her, like, any couple in particular. And she talked about Demi and Ollie, right? And then she brought up the fact that in the pods, and this goes to what I had said previously about Kat. I don't think Kat broke, quote unquote, broke up with Ollie out of the goodness of her heart. I still don't understand what the reasoning was for her breaking up with him, but you guys can tell me what you think and feel. But when it comes to Kat, Maria is talking to Tom and telling Tom that when they were in the pods, that Kat was talking about how she can see a future with him and all this kind of stuff. And I said exactly what I said earlier. Kat didn't give up Ollie out of the decency and goodness of her heart. Again, I don't understand why she did it because it's not like she knew what Freddie looked like, right? So I'm a little bit confused as to, what happened with her with that. But hey, it is what it is. You guys will definitely tell me what you think and feel about that below. And I forgot that she had broke up with. I forgot that it was the birthday when it was his birthday, and that she had the issue after what's her name? Demi did all that stuff for him for his birthday. I was like, oh, that is right. I had completely forgot about that. Like literally forgot about that. But yeah, you guys tell me what you guys think and what you guys feel about that down in the comment section below, you guys. And what I'm going to do next is we're going to go back up to Nicole and Benaya because Nicole and Benaya, they eventually made it to Greece. They had their first night together. He asked her what side of the bed she sleeps on. She told him. Then she told him how she likes the face. He told her how he likes the face. So he was like, oh, so we'll be cuddling each other. Then he asked her, did she snore? And she didn't really answer the question about does she snore. So I'm gonna assume that Mama got a little bit of a snoring problem. But it is what it is. When it comes down to Nicole and Benaya, do I see those two going the long distance? I honestly have to say I don't. But I want you guys to tell me what you guys think in the comments. You guys, do you guys think that these two will make it at least hell? Let's even go this far. Do you think they'll make it to the altar with each other? Like, let me know that. Do you think they'll make it to the altar? But let's go ahead and move on to the next scenes, shall we? All right, you guys. So we get to the couples all meeting for the very first time, right? Outside of the pods. Because you guys know the men know each other, the women, they know each other, right? So we get everybody coming down. So the first couple to arrive was Bobby and Jasmine. And what I will say is with Jasmine, baby, Jasmine is a real one. And I rock with Jasmine. I love me some Jasmine. That is it. That is all when it comes to Jasmine. I love me some Jasmine. Like I'm a be ready to box behind my girl Jasmine, right? So after Jasmine and Bobby, we got Sabrina and Steven, then Ollie and Demi, then Maria and Tom, and then Catherine and Freddie. Now, when they got to the meetup, baby, my antennas went up the minute I saw Catherine walk her ass to that beach. We're gonna get into her in a minute. But when I saw her walk to that wherever they were, I had the proverbial side eye for her, right? Now, what I will say is when Ollie saw her, he seemed a bit uncomfortable, but then he gave her a hug, right? So I noticed when they were all together that Miss Catherine kept having her eyes glued to Ollie. I was like, Helfer, if you don't put your eyes back in your head expeditiously, right? So Freddie went up to Catherine and asked her, like, do you think that you want to have a conversation with Ollie? And she was like, yeah. He's like, well, maybe you should pull him aside and talk, right? So she pulled him aside to have a conversation with him, right? And she's telling him that she has an issue with the fact that she's heard people saying that Ali went back to the pods and said that he broke up with her. Now, I don't remember him saying specifically that he broke up with her. I think and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, I thought he went into the pods and said to them like, "Hey, you know, it was mutual." I think that's what he said. I could, and again, if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he said that he necessarily broke up with Catherine, but correct me again if I'm wrong. So he said, well, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that I didn't say it because I don't honestly remember saying it. He said, but if he did say it, that's definitely not the words that he meant to say. And then I noticed I noticed how they were interacting with each other. I was like, oh, y'all doing a little bit of flirting with each other, and I ain't feeling this. Not with my girl Demi over there. Hell no. Like I ain't feeling this. I ain't feeling this whatsoever, right? So then after that, they were talking about, she's like, they were talking about their looks. Do I look like how you expect me to look? Vice versa, right? I was like, why do y'all care about how each other look? But it is what it is, right? So then we see Bobby, Maria, Steven, and Tom, right? So they were talking about Nicole and Sam, the fact that they aren't there. And they were wondering if maybe Nicole should have gone with Benaya. Part of me agrees, part of me agrees, right? Now, what I will when I said I like Jasmine, and Jasmine is a real friend because she saw as Demi was so it was Nicole, no, it wasn't Nicole. It was Demi, it was Jasmine, and I believe it was Sabrina. They were all standing together, and Ollie was off by himself, and Jasmine was like, "Girl, go over there and be with your man." And I was like, yes, Jasmine, you seeing what I'm seeing. She was like, uh-huh. I was like, amen. So this is where I got kind of pissed off in this particular episode, right? So she did go and talk to him, but then we see as Ali is having a conversation with Bobby. And so he's talking about the fact that he noticed that Catherine was looking at him. And I was like, well, bro, if you notice that, why aren't you over there talking to your fiance and being like, hey, babe, yeah, she's looking at me and, you know, I'm here with you and it's only you. But he didn't do that. Like he's literally have a conversation with Bobby. And I'm like, you should have had a conversation with your fiance. Like that's the person you owe the conversation to, not to Bobby. And Jasmine, again, when I say me and Jasmine on the same page, me and Jasmine on the same page. So then we get joined by Benaya and Nicole. So, everybody's just questioning, what happened with she and Sam. And, she told them that with Sam, it just felt off with them. And so she just ended it. And so she met up with Benaya in a coffee shop. She apologized to Benaya, and the rest is history. They are engaged to one another. Like I said, Y'all let me know how y'all feel about Benaya and Nicole being engaged. Part of me likes it. The other part of me is like, I don't know. Because he felt a little indecisive to me in the pods. But hey, it is what it is. Again, like I said, you guys tell me your thoughts, your opinions in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and we will move on to the cup back to the couples individually. Let's talk about Catherine and Freddie, right? Now, what the scene I'm about to talk about now is before they met up with the other couples, right? But she was talking to Freddie about how comfortable she feels with. Well, they actually were both saying how comfortable they feel with one another, right? And Freddie had told her how he was about excited about meeting the other couples, but Catherine, however, told him that she was nervous to see Ollie because of the fact that she's heard that Ollie was telling people in the pods that he broke things off with her. And I was like, so is this like when you listen to Kat talk about it, it literally sounds like an ego thing. It's like, oh, so since he's going back and telling people that he broke up with you, oh no, you can't do that because you didn't break up with me because I'm the one that ended things with you. Like that's the vibe that I'm getting with this situation with Kat. Is like she wants to be the one to say, oh, I broke up with him. He didn't break up with me. So Freddie told her like, if you want to have a conversation with him, then have a conversation with him. Freddie's a better man than I could ever be, right? So then after the meetup, they were talking, and Catherine is talking about, the vibe when we all met up, it was just off between me and Demi, and I care more about Demi than I do his feelings. Girl, Allah don't care who tell it, because the way you were making googly eyes at him, and I don't know if Freddie saw that, but Mama, you was making googly eyes at Ollie. So don't play. So play with yourself, not me, right? And this is why I also said earlier that I just don't buy this whole thing of her breaking up with Ali out of the goodness of her heart because I don't believe it. I don't buy it. But you guys feel free jump down in the comments, tell me your thoughts on and opinions on that. And I guess we can go ahead and move on, you guys. But yeah, Catherine girl, I ain't buying what you selling. No parts of me is buying what you selling. Send it to return to sender, girl. Ain't no way. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. So then we will move on over to I'm missing a couple, ain't I think I'm missing a couple. Let's go ahead and move over to my girl. Jasmine, like I said, Jasmine is a real one. The way she is looking out for the way that Jasmine is literally sitting there looking out for her girl, Demi, I'm here for it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right. So after they met up with the other couples, right? She and Bobby went back to their room, right? And so she and Bobby were having a conversation and they were just talking. Mind you, they had on a mud mask too, right? But they were talking. And Jasmine's whole thing is I think everybody noticed that when they met up, there was some, specifically Catherine was looking at Ollie, right? And Jasmine found it extremely disrespectful that Ollie didn't have a conversation with his wife, his fiance Demi. Instead he had the conversation with Bobby, and so she's telling Bobby that she wants to sit down and have a conversation with Ollie and tell him how Demi felt. And I was like, this is why I rocks with Jasmine. This is why I rock with Jasmine. Love Jasmine. Love her down. Love her down, right? But yeah, you guys tell me what you guys think, and we will go ahead wrap up and move on to the last couple that we're going to talk about in this episode. Demi and Ollie. You guys, when it comes to Demi and Ollie, I don't think that they gonna make it. So Demi is talking about the fact that with them not, being, actually involved, she's wanting to take her time. Now, she did have a conversation with Ali about it, and I don't necessarily know if I believe what Ali was putting down, because Ali is talking about the fact that he doesn't want to necessarily rush into moving to the next step, but he is talking to her about moving to the next step. And I'm noticing that there's a little bit of apprehension when it comes to Demi. But I also wonder, with the apprehension with Demi, I wonder, does it have anything to do with her weight? Because that's what I kind of feel like it has a little bit to do with. I feel like she has a little bit of insecurity with her weight, but I think she's a beautiful girl. I really do. But but let's also be real about something when it comes down to her fiance. Disrespectful as hell, especially when he was having that conversation with Catherine about how she looks. I was like, I think Catherine is more of his speed and more of what he goes for, as opposed to Demi. I really think that's what he goes for. I'm not saying white woman, but I'm just saying her body type. I think that's more of his speed as opposed to Demi, right? So they talked about meeting the others, and they didn't um they didn't really speak too much on Catherine, but they were wondering how, actually she was wondering how he would handle it, meeting up with Catherine for the first time. We saw how it happened. Now this is the scene where I kind of got a little bit pissed off at, when they got back to their room and he was asking her, is everything okay? And she was talking about how she felt weird with Catherine being there today. And instead of him trying to reassure her and make her feel good, he didn't, right? He actually at one point was like, "Can we just go to bed?" And I was like, no, sir," because she then, here's the thing, when it comes to Demi, I wanted Demi to just open right up and just say, "Yo, I feel this way, I feel that way, da 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 da." She was looking at you. I don't have a problem with her looking at you, but it was the way that in which she was looking at you. Like, you could have said that. And that's why I'm really hoping Jasmine sits down with him next in episodes coming up, and have the conversation with him and tell him that that was wrong, because she even told him like she wasn't really looking, but Jasmine could see. And then he tried to play off the interaction between him and Catherine. I'm like, no, sir, don't gaslight her. Don't gaslight Jasmine. We all saw you with that woman, and it was very flirtatious, like, so miss me with all the BS, right? But that was the end of episode 5, you guys. So episode 6, I don't know if I'm gonna do episode 6 separately, or if I'm gonna triple up with episode, or triple up or double up, right? I may do episode 6 and 7 together and 8 and 9 together. I'm not entirely positive, because Bel Air premiered today, and it's 3 episodes of Bel Air that I gotta watch. So we'll see, you guys. But be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.